My Love of Life Energy is a podcast created by Anna Scott. Anna knows that every human being sees life uniquely. In this podcast, she will talk to people and learn from them. These conversations are to shine the brilliance of each human being she speaks to. Join her. After each exploration, you will expand on your insights and see truth and beauty.
Good morning and good afternoon, and welcome to my podcast, My Love of Life Energy. And today, Molly Lynch is back in the house. Welcome, Molly.
Hey, Anna. Thank you. It's great to be here as usual, Mondays.
And Molly is my co-creator, our co-creator of our company called Exquisite Being, where we help people see their exquisite nature of who they are. And today sorry, I just love saying that.
Yeah.
That warms my heart.
Yeah.
And one of the modalities that we use to help people remember the truth of who they are is the gene keys. And today we're exploring the 48th gene key. And the 48th gene key is, what's the shadow gift in Siddhi, Molly?
It's the shadow state is inadequacy. The gift is resourcefulness. And the Siddhic state is wisdom. It's such a amazing journey, this one.
What have you seen in this gene key?
Well, I've seen that one thing that it's so distinct, the inadequacy shadow in this culture, in this world. There's something about that innate feeling. There's a part of it that feels innate that just not quite making the mark. Maybe just not measuring up enough to make the life of the dreams. There's something really sad and depressing about inadequacy that feels absent from life.
I have this gene key as my life's work. And it was one of the first gene keys that made me realize what I've always been struggling with and never knew, is how deeply inadequate I feel as a human.
Yeah.
How deeply inadequate I feel. And so for so many different reasons. One, because of my gender, being the only girl, raised with 5 boys, not having the intellectual capacity of a lot of people out there. I mean, so I could go on. But yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, what I saw in myself, it was everything I did came from that feeling of inadequacy.
So you felt like you're acting from that place.
That's what I've seen.
Yeah. So because it's in your life's work sphere, what is that, how has that shown up, let's say, in your life's work? Like what does that sphere mean to you, or what does that sphere represent, and how does that shadow show up in that sphere, let's say?
Well, from what I understand, my life's work is it's what I'm here to share with people. And like I saw myself as a human being who was always trying to prove that she was worthwhile. So buying labels, having a fancy car, maybe that I couldn't afford, that had a label.
Right.
Trying to earn big money so that I could prove that I was worthwhile. In doing a sales professional job that I didn't love. Not trusting what was true to me because, well, I was inadequate, so why would I know? I mean, like the root system of this, so deep in everything. It was like, it was just so natural for me to feel inadequate. I didn't see that I felt it, but it's everything I did. Like looking back, it all makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So like building this like character, external picture, like it's a front, but it's coming from this place of inadequacy.
Yeah.
Like putting it up to say, I'm not inadequate. I can prove to you that I'm not. But
Yeah.
inside, you really felt that and were coming from that place.
Yeah. How about you? What have you seen about it? You have it in your
Hmm.
profile, don't you? In
Well,
the
I do
pearl?
now because it's in the star pearl,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's my creativity, or I think it might be the creativity. Anyways,
Yeah.
that's a new sequence that I haven't yet really explored. But when I listened to it after I felt it included in my hologenetic profile, which is kind of an amazing thing in and of itself to have one come down the pike later and be a part of the profile. But for me, it's um, like what we were talking about before we started recording. It's like this feeling like there's this thing that wants to be created, wants to come through me or express life that way through me, and I just go into this place at times where I'm like, I don't know how to do this. I have nothing to give. Like I'm so um just lost in myself about being plugged into anything that would be useful to humanity, so inadequate that and then I fold in and just sort of want to disappear. But there's fear in that. Like that's what I also saw. The deep fear of either being seen or expressing, and somebody thinks that, wants to exile you from so why not just be inadequate and be a victim to it all? But
Well,
it's painful.
the big fear in there is of not knowing.
Hmm. Ooh, say
And
more about that because that really chimes.
so uh, that we don't know,
Mm-hmm.
like it's a mystery. Like I remember one time I was in LA, and this is when I was first starting the Gene Keys, and it was pouring rain. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like it was torrential rain, and I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't find my car, and I couldn't find the GPS, and I didn't know where my car was, and I was terrified. Pouring
Mm-hmm.
rain, everything's I'm
Mm-hmm.
soaked, like my shoes are filled with water, and I'm trying to follow this GPS system, and I can't find it, and I didn't know.
Yeah.
And that's the terror, is when we don't know, we get scared. I get scared. I don't know what anybody else does. I get scared. And then I just go to what I know so I can feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let my mind open up for something new.
So you're like, what I'm hearing is that you didn't know, and then you got scared, and what you did know was to be feel inadequate for not being able to know.
Yes, like what a fool. I don't know where my rental car is,
Right. So you went bad on yourself
for a second.
for a second.
And then I remembered the Gene Keys.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why I love them. I
Mm-hmm.
remember
Mm-hmm.
them telling me, reminded me of the genius that's in me, not in my phone,
Mm-hmm.
that's inside my body.
Mm-hmm.
And I put my fucking phone away,
Mm-hmm.
and I went inside my body, and I trusted me.
Mm-hmm.
And I turned on my own GPS system,
Mm-hmm.
and I found my car. That resourcefulness.
Right. The resourcefulness to pause, remember the keys, remember that they had something in them to return you back to your own self trust, your intuition. And that was the resourceful moment of turning from every shadow is a gift. Within every shadow is a gift. That's like a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Like using the frequency to remember.
And to feel the discomfort, and it's like, it's not like I was designed to be inadequate.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing wrong with it.
Mm-hmm.
God, this
Oh,
is
I
where I
just.
want to share it.
Mm-hmm.
What did you just
Well,
see?
I just saw it's like I just saw like all the shadows, whatever that is interpreted as like a frequency level, but how it's just in service to allowing us to see, inviting us to see the gift or to experience the gift. Like
Yeah.
it's even in service too,
Yes.
right? That reminder, and then like, aha, I am resourceful, and that is my wisdom to know the difference.
And resourceful is that resourcefulness lives inside of me. Like if I have a problem or any life situation, like I was just telling you about, we were up at Sea Ranch and I had bought these chicken pot pies from the Pig in the Pickle. There you go, Pig in the Pickle. I'm advertising you. And they are amazing. Their food. But the power was out and it was an electric stove and it's dark. And how do we feed 6 hungry people?
Mm,
And so we were determined to figure out how we could do
mm,
this. And we got resourceful. We looked.
mhm, 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 mm.
That's the gift of it. So here we're in a rainstorm, no power, and we find a way. We find a grill, a outdoor grill, and we figure a way to turn it on, but heat it all up. That's
So cool.
resourcefulness.
And then like the connection that happens in that, in collaboration, like it's like the ability to work together and know that we do each have a piece to put in. Like we aren't inadequate in the sense of each of us has a point of consciousness to be resourceful in the making the whole, right? Making
Mhm.
the task. And I see, like, I keep seeing when I close my eyes, I see resource, right? Full, but source being embedded in that. Like there's
Mm,
always like it's like a feeling of infinite
mm,
access to that intelligence, that genius that you're speaking of. When you said that, the genius within your body
mhm.
and the intelligence and being able to listen to it's like it knew.
Yes.
And that's like touching into source.
Oh, well, that's the whole ticket. My body is source.
Mic drop. It's really powerful.
And then the city is wisdom.
Hmm. This one.
Yeah.
Whoa. What's
And
your experience? Yeah, sorry.
go ahead. What were you going to
I
say?
was going to ask you what your experience, being it's your life's work to be the wisest one of all. Tell me what that experience is for you. So curious.
I don't know. When I look at it right now,
Mm.
it's a different feeling right now.
Mm. What's the
Like
feeling?
it's just this vast, like eternal peace.
Mm.
Like I just feel so much love and
Mm.
gratitude. How about you?
It's interesting because it's that word interesting. It's like there's a knowing, but there's not. It's like a feeling of trusting the void,
Yeah.
but that there's a total, yeah, like a total relaxation into that. Like whatever I need to know or do or experience or listen to, it's all known. Like there's effortlessness in wisdom. And for some reason, I think I've boxed wisdom in like, let's say, a wise person or a book, or where does wisdom live? And then when you said the peace, I just thought, oh, it lives within my heart.
What I just got from what you just said is that the wisdom is in my body, and whatever I need will show up when I need it. If I just am willing to not know, like the not knowing.
Yes.
Like I don't need to know anything.
Right.
Which feels so counterintuitive. What?
Yeah. Well, I felt the same thing. Like, it's like the knowing turned into, just for a split second, it turned into just pure awareness and listening. There was something about knowing is of the mind. And I think this is sort of echoed throughout the book part, or that wisdom is not necessarily knowing.
No, wisdom is not knowing.
Wisdom is not knowing, but there's a sense of beingness in that.
Yes.
There's a feminine quality. I think of wisdom, I think of like I just felt it deeply. I just thought, oh, this is also my connection to the earth and the planet, like the actual heartbeat of the earth, like the resonance, the wisdom of this planet, the larger body that I'm made of, that we're made of, that's in us, the ley lines, and the gravity in our physicality. It's like, oh my God, wisdom is embedded in my DNA.
Yes. They have one of the quotes that I brought down my book for this, because I usually don't like to quote directly from Richard's books because I want to see it for myself. But this part of the 48th gene key so blows my mind. There's nothing wiser in all of humanity than the physical body. When a human being discovers this secret, they begin to tap the source of universal wisdom. Wisdom is rooted in the utter trust of your body. Through the eyes of wisdom, everything within the sphere of human experience can be reduced to simple physical sensations, even thinking. The body must be allowed to feel what it feels, and must be allowed to think the way it thinks, and it must be allowed to act the way it acts. Nothing the body does can ever be wrong. And this is it. We're designed to feel the inadequacy because it is the beginning of our journey to wake us up to this source, as you said, in us.
It's really a miraculous one if you think about it. The transformation in this sphere is really something. And I see, I'll just reflect about this being in your life's work. Like I've watched you move through this one, and I've watched but I've watched you move toward trusting that wisdom in you more and more. Like there's been an embodiment in the transformation through your trusting you have the resourcefulness. And
he talks about that it takes 7 years for the body to really get this. And I figure I'm almost 3 years into it, and I've watched my layer of trust to transform that fear layer, to trust life and myself in it unequivocally.
That's the cycle of the body, the complete cellular transformation, right, of the body is a 7-year cycle.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too about when you're reading from the book about, I just was telling you about a friend that came this weekend, and she's somebody that follows the signs in her life. She doesn't do the news. She just doesn't add anything in. There's an emptiness there, but it's also like in a good way. But she follows the natural wisdom and GPS of her body. And it's really amazing. And the signs that show up. Yesterday we're walking the bay and we see on the pole, one of the poles, 11:55. It's like the marker, right? And I think you and I've probably walked that and seen it, but we started talking about the gene keys, light and freedom, and those symbols that are always represented, but it's like the wisdom of everything in the point of listening to that part of the inner wisdom.
It's funny, as we're talking, I have flashes of my life where I made major changes when I started to listen to my body. And one of the things that I want to share is I used to be a bulimic, and I was 60 pounds overweight, or 60 pounds heavier. I wasn't 60 pounds heavier than I am now. And I remember thinking to myself, oh, I'm just going to eat until I'm hungry, until I'm not hungry, and then I'll stop. And I lost all the weight because my body knew. I adjusted. I just started listening to the wisdom.
Right.
It knows, this body knows what it needs.
And I just saw, like, even as a metaphoric or not, but like when it's like the satiation point, like you knew you were satiated and fed well, and your body was saying, this is good for now. We could use this, right? But there's also, it's like, even in like asking, like, what am I hungry for? Or it could be not the food, but the wisdom might be, you're hungry for silence. You're hungry for taking a swim in some water. Like there could be, from inadequacy, it's like, what is it that I'm trying to prove? It's like, where do I need to go to touch in with my resourcefulness? And it might come in a pause. It might come in a walk or in a shower. I don't know. Hot tub.
It's what we listen to, but it's all in our bodies.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And it's to love the unknowing, the not knowing, and to trust it. It's when I work with people in career changes, that's the big thing, because you have to go into the unknown. But we can trust it. And once we commit, life goes with us.
Well, I just had this thought of like, oh, what if the unknown, it's like held in a wisdom. Like the unknown lives within whatever the unknown is. It's like the emptiness or the spaciousness. The unknown is the spaciousness held in wisdom. And when we trust the unknown, the wisdom is there, or it's known, or it's experienced.
It's like new possibilities can come in. I can see something new.
I just saw too, or felt this really deep experience just now of how the Siddhic states, like as we contemplate these, they often just feel almost like the same. The more I'm just with them, it's just the same energetic. It's so liberating because it's effort. There's like that word that just keeps coming back. There's an effortlessness to life in that way.
There's such a beauty to life.
And we don't have to try so hard. Like even resourcefulness, it's not a trying. It's a allowing.
Kind of like just a scene. Oh, I could do this.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And then
what?
I just felt the gift as like pure potential. Like the energy of the gifts are just pure potential.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then
Thank you.
oh yeah, thank you.
What? Oh, go
No,
ahead.
no, I was just experiencing the shadow then as like
So
its
go
own
for it.
texture. Yeah. So I don't know why I'm going on this part, but the shadow also just being like a really place of inward looking. Like it might be dark and uncomfortable, but it's an inward looking.
Mhm. It is dark and uncomfortable, and it's
It's like
painful.
the deepest unknown.
There's pain there,
There's pain there.
and there's fear. And what the gene keys have shown us is that we can trust it. There's a gift in that pony. There's a there's a pony and all that manure. If I'm willing to feel it and be with it and trust it, there's something so beautiful inside of me and in every human being.
Hmm.
If we open up to really feel the pain,
Mm-hmm.
something new will come in.
Yeah. Trust.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's heard this and they want to learn more about what it'd be like to be an exquisite being, to embody their own exquisiteness, and to really tap into their own wisdom, please check us out at exquisitebeing.com
Yeah.
and schedule time with us.
Yeah, and I'll mention again the third Thursdays of the month, Anna and I invite you to our Thursday morning meeting where we contemplate a gene key. We'd love for you to come along and contemplate with us.
Great.
So, yeah.
Thank you, Molly.
Thanks, Anna.
Bye.
Bye.